And it's non-stop drama in the House of Shame in Tamil Nadu there. We're getting breaking news right now that evicted DMK MLAs who had been staging a protest inside the assembly have been taken away from the premises. Working Prey, MK Stalin says they want to remove the DMK and call for a vote of confidence. A speaker tore his shirt off himself. A big allegation coming in from MK Stalin. Let's listen to what he said. He's demanded that secret ballot take place immediately. He was manhandled inside the assembly. I was manhandled inside the assembly. The speaker is lying. He tore his own shirt himself and then blamed the DMK MLAs. They said that the house was going to be adjourned till 3 p.m. But at 2 p.m. the police came in and started evicting me and my MLAs from inside the house. And this is a crackdown on democratic due procedure. That's what MK Stalin is saying, and he has reiterated the DMK's demand for a secret ballot. Remember, a secret ballot is what both the DMK and the O Pannirselvam camp want. It's what they're banking on, because without it, members who vote against Palaniswamy today could risk incurring the wrath of the anti-defection law, and therefore their votes could be disqualified. So that tells you why both the DMK and the O Pannirselvam camp, who appear ironically to be on the same side today, are demanding a secret ballot and not an open floor test. Let's go straight across to India Today's Padmaja Joshi on the ground, getting us the very latest. Padmaja, the DMK at the center of the latest chaos. Dramatic images of MK Stalin emerging, from inside the assembly with his shirt torn, and incredibly saying that the speaker tore his own shirt, Padma.
Absolutely, and in fact, I'll just show you, here is his cavalcade now, in fact, driving away, and a very, very miffed and angry MK Stalin and the others are talking about how it is a complete crackdown on democratic norms. Shiv, very upset, and they are going to go to the Raj Bhavan. I don't know if our viewers have already seen this, but not only did he allege that the speaker tore his own shirt, but in fact, we've got a picture of Stalin himself, whose shirt was torn, his clothes all askew. And he says he was the one who was manhandled inside. First, an exclusive picture right here on India Today, Shiv, of, his clothes completely undone. MK Stalin, this is the way in which he got inside his car. Let me just show you a couple of more pictures that we have accessed exclusively. My colleague Pramod Madhav, in fact, was right there within an arm's distance of MK Stalin. And see, this is the way his clothes were. Not just him, other MLAs also. He refused to say a word, and in what seemed to be complete and unadulterated anger, he got in. I can also tell you that, just a while ago, here's another MLA of the DMK. They have said that this is nothing less than an emergency, the way in which they were manhandled and in what seems to be a setup. That was the word used by an MLA who spoke to my colleague Pramod Madhav just a while ago. He said this is a setup. They deliberately did not want us to vote. And here are the rest of them also just speeding away. Shiv, they are all headed to Raj Bhavan is what we are hearing right now. And they are going to be complaining to the Governor Vidyasagar Rao as well.
Complaining to the governor Vidyasagar Rao, who had stepped out of this drama for a while. Now it appears that the DMK is going to be dragging him back into the proceedings. Padmaja, for the moment specifically, as we let our viewers view these very dramatic first and exclusive images, the best you'll have on any television channel right here on India Today by Padmaja and her team. Padmaja, what's happening inside the assembly right now? Are we on schedule for that floor test? The assembly is going to be reconvened any moment now. What next?
Absolutely, and that really was the effort. Some of them even flashing victory signs, okay? But right now the effort was to get anyone who's caused disruption since the morning out of the way. Congress MLAs were not allowed back inside is what we are learning. The DMK MLAs, one by one, the marshals were brought in, Shiv. One by one, DMK MLAs, some of them who in fact had positioned themselves on the speaker's chair, they were picked up, moved out of the assembly, then they went and sat on gate number 4 on dharna. And MK Stalin, in fact, in a while also joined them there on dharna. Again, physically each one of them was picked up. And I again want to just focus the viewers' attention to these pictures, exclusive and first right here on India Today, accessed by our team inside, Pramod Madhav, sending us these exclusive pictures that we are getting of our first interaction of MLAs of the DMK, claiming they were the ones who were roughed up, and it was all pre-planned is what they say. MK Stalin also, he has been accused, the DMK has been accused by the speaker of manhandling him. Remember,
Yes.
very upset speaker had told Pramod Madhav earlier that who do I go and tell my troubles to? My shirt was torn. Stalin in fact says he tore the shirt himself.
He says he tore the shirt himself. Okay, the speaker speaking, let's listen in.
அந்த அவை விதிகளைப்படிதான் நான் இந்த சபையை நடத்த கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். நீங்கள் சொல்லுவதை எல்லாம் கேட்டு நான் அப்படியே நடக்க வேண்டும் என்று நீங்கள் எதிர்பார்த்தால் தவறு. நான் இந்த சபையை நடத்துகிற போது
I have a duty to do, and I will continue to do my duty as the Speaker of the Tamil Nadu Assembly, despite the very concerning scenes that we have seen take place today. Many things have been said, allegations have been made against me as well, but my constitutional job as the Speaker must be done. The show in the Assembly must go on. The floor test that was planned today has to continue. That's the message. That's the basic message that's coming out from Dhanapal, the Speaker of the Tamil Nadu Assembly, who's speaking right now. Let's listen in to his extended message right now.
உங்களுக்கு என்னுடைய வேண்டுகோளை வைக்க கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன்.
It was Dhanapal, the speaker there. Now the assembly in Tamil Nadu has been reconvened. We're going to have to see now whether those ugly scenes continue.
அனைவரையும் வெளியேற்றும்படி உத்தரவிடுகிறேன். வெளியேற்றும்படி உத்தரவிடுகிறேன். வெளியேற்றும்படி உத்தரவிடுகிறேன். அனைவரையும் வெளியேற்றும்படி உத்தரவிடுகிறேன்.
The pictures from inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly, as we beam live from inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly in a short while from now. We're going to get you the latest proceedings. These are pictures of the chaos from a short while ago before the House was adjourned by the Speaker. The Speaker, remember, was manhandled visibly on camera by DMK MLAs, but you've got MK Stalin and others from the DMK now saying that this is a speaker who has torn his own shirt just to blame the DMK MLAs and get them thrown out of the assembly. As India Today's Padmaja was just noting, the DMK MLAs who've been evicted from the House are on their way possibly to Raj Bhavan to drag Governor Vidyasagar Rao back into this political potboiler that's getting uglier with each passing minute. The epicenter of this eruption, of course, as you see on your screens right now, is the Tamil Nadu Assembly. The Speaker has now reconvened the House and said, it is my duty to conduct a floor test, and despite what has been happening, we will continue to do our job. Dhanapal, the Speaker, will he be able to conduct that floor test? Padmaja Joshi and Ashish, my colleague, also with me from outside the Tamil Nadu Assembly. Ashish, you've spent so much time with many of the MLAs who are currently inside the assembly at this point of time. What are you hearing from your sources about what's going on? The ugliest scenes, Ashish, playing out inside the assembly at this time.
Of course, Shiv, it's unprecedented situation here. Earlier, the MLAs were captive, allegedly captive inside the Golden Bay Resort for 9 days, over 9 days. Now they are inside this assembly hall. We are outside the assembly hall, and the entire assembly saw unprecedented situation today. Chaos, sloganeering, hangama, smashing up tables and chairs, damaging chairs, assault on a speaker, and now assault on the principal opposition leader, DMK President Stalin, MK Stalin.
Yes.
So it's all all situation is very tense, and we never saw this kind of situation in Tamil Nadu. We were covering from Tamil Nadu for many months.
Yes.
And now this assembly today we were expecting floor test, but now it has completely turned into a war zone, a complete war zone here at assembly. Shiv.
Absolutely. The speaker, Padmaja, has now said, even though I was manhandled and my shirt was torn, I have reconvened the house and it will function only according to the rules. The speaker, Dhanapal, of the Tamil Nadu Assembly, they're saying that the floor test will continue to take place. Those pictures that we have, I'd like to get those pictures back up on our screens right now of Stalin with his torn shirt. Those images are first and exclusive here on India Today. He's also given us a bite. He says he was manhandled and that the speaker tore his own shirt. This is an enormous political flashpoint now between MK Stalin, the principal opposition leader, and the Speaker of the House. Let's just listen in. We've got a DMK MLA reaction.
சட்டத்துக்கு புறம்பா கவர்னர் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிற நம்பிக்கை தீர்மானம் சொல்லிட்டு கவர்னருடைய தீர்மானம்ங்கிற பேர்ல கொண்டு வந்துட்டு இங்க வந்து நாங்க என்ன கேட்டோம்னா 15 நாள் டைம் இருக்கு. 2 நாள்ல நீங்க ஏன் கொண்டு வரீங்க? அந்தந்த எம்எல்ஏக்களை ஊருக்கு அனுப்பிச்சு ஊர் நிலவரத்தை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அடுத்த வாரம் சனிக்கிழமை இதே மாதிரி கூட்டம் கூட்டுங்க, எல்லாரும் இதே மாதிரி ஓட்டெடுப்பு நடத்துங்க. இல்லையா இன்னைக்கே ஓட்டெடுப்பு வைக்கணும் நீங்க விரும்புனீங்கன்னா ரகசியமா ஓட்டெடுப்பு வைங்க, ஓப்பனா வைக்காதீங்கன்னு 2 கோரிக்கை ஏதாவது ஒன்று எடுத்துங்கன்னா எடுத்துக்கவே மாட்டேன்ட்டாரு. 1 மணிக்கு இது மாதிரி நடந்தது, 3 மணிக்கு இப்போ கூட்டம்னாரு. சரி நாங்கள் அவையிலேயே உட்காந்து இருந்தோம். 3 மணிக்கு முன்னாடி காவல்துறை விட்டு ஒவ்வொருத்தரையும் அடித்து வெளியேற்றிட்டு இப்போ சபை நடக்குது. ஜனநாயகத்தை தூக்கி வெளியே போட்டுட்டு சபை நடத்துகிறாங்க. எங்கள் தலைவர்லாம் கவர்னர் பார்க்க கிட்டத்தட்ட தளபதி எதிர்கட்சி தலைவருக்கே காயம், நிறைய ஒரு 10-15 எம்எல்ஏக்கள் காயம் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கு. மருத்துவமனைக்கு ஒருத்தர் தூக்கிட்டு போயிருக்காங்க, எழும்பூர் எம்எல்ஏ ரவிச்சந்திரனை. இப்படி ஏகப்பட்ட பேருக்கு காயம்.
Of the DMK basically stating what Stalin also said before. Take a look at those pictures. The person there with the India Today mic, reaching first to MK Stalin is India Today's Ashish, a terrific reporter who's been at the front line of this story and getting us the very latest. He's been there for over a month now in Chennai, bringing you the very latest. The first to get MK Stalin's images with that torn shirt, and also to get his voice for you first here on air. MK Stalin, his MLAs, Anbaragan, speaking first as always to India Today, saying that this is a mockery of democracy and democracy has been damaged and that the speaker has manipulated the house. As we speak, Padmaja Joshi back with us. Padmaja, dramatic, amazing images on India Today. I mean, I'm looking at screens of other channels. Nobody has anything close to the kind of images that we have, which is terrific for this live coverage. But as we speak, Padmaja, the counting, the votes have apparently begun according to ANI. The vote of confidence has begun inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly according to ANI. What's the information you're getting, Padmaja?
That's right. And in fact, Pramod Madhav, who is right inside, checking out the feed from there, he says the floor test is now going ahead without the opposition, without the DMK being present, and the MLAs will be told to stand and say yes, no, or abstain, and that's how they will be casting their vote. So there is block 1 where the voting started, and there Semmalai and Nataraj. Semmalai is the veteran MLA of the AIADMK who just today was appointed the party whip of the AIADMK by the OPS camp. He is in the OPS camp, and Nataraj also, of course, in the OPS camp, former Commissioner of Police of Chennai, someone who had listened to his conscience yesterday and had crossed over. So they have voted against, and this is the latest that we're hearing right now. And if I can just again go back to those pictures first on India Today. We also have M.A. Subramaniam of the DMK, who is the MLA of Saidapet, speaking to us, and he said that this is a murder of democracy. Again, the same thing being reiterated. Let me again show you those pictures that India Today's team has sent us from inside. I don't think anyone else has managed to get these. And another one, just a second, if our viewers could just bear with us for a second. This is the only picture available right now with any media house of Stalin just seconds, Shiv, before he left for the Raj Bhavan. Look at him there. His clothes completely askew. My colleague Ashish was right there, asked him, sir, what happened inside the assembly? What are you going to do now? He left in a huff, not saying a word, and in fact has just spoken a few words to Pramod Madhav and Akshita. We'll be playing out that for you in just a while. But they're well on their way to Raj Bhavan even as we speak. Back to you.
Stay with me for a second. I want to come back to you again, Padmaja, because I want to put that image right on air. I want to alert all of our producers, get those pictures from Padmaja. Let's get them into a visual loop so our viewers can look at it, much more closely. I want those on air in the next minute or so. Padmaja, show us those pictures again. Let's show our viewers once again just how deep we're in on this story. Those first images. Let's get back. Let's put Padmaja back on that live frame. Padmaja, show us your phone. Let's put that picture out. Nobody else has the two images you're looking at on screen right now. There you have it. You've got Stalin with his shirt off and Padmaja with her phone. Take a look at that image. That's how deep we are in on this story. Nobody else has that image. That's inside the assembly. We've got that image first here on India Today. There is Stalin making some kind of a phone call. We don't know who to. Maybe the police, maybe to someone else. His shirt is torn. He's surrounded by those MLAs. Dramatic images from inside. Those are still images. Now let's shift to those video images. Once again only on India Today of Stalin emerging from inside. And there, his shirt open. India Today's Ashish reaches in for the first time. We're reaching a situation where the vote of confidence is taking place inside the assembly right now without the principal opposition party. Padmaja, stay with me. I want to bring in the Hindu's senior deputy editor, Narayan Lakshman. Narayan, thanks for staying with India Today. Dramatic day for Tamil Nadu. It appears to be this political, blockbuster getting more intense, getting more ugly. And now you've got this vote of confidence, that's going ahead, Narayan, without the principal opposition, the DMK. In many ways, Narayan, this was inevitable.
Absolutely, Shiv. Firstly, great to see you here again, and thanks for having me. And definitely, there is a sense of political drama gripping the assembly today. I mean, a lot of people expected it, but nobody expected this level of violence, this level of drama, shirts being ripped, mics being smashed, and then apparently a cavalcade of Mr. Stalin now zipping across the city to Raj Bhavan to take things forward to Mr. Governor Rao and then, into the unknown, as they say. So at the same time, as you rightly pointed out, what we're hearing too is that the vote is proceeding or set to proceed. So what we're witnessing is a remarkable moment of drama and action, but yet somehow through it all, the constitutional duty of the constitutionally laid out procedure and the duty of the speaker under these circumstances is being followed somehow. So we will have to then see whether it gains, whatever happens, the outcome has legitimacy or not, and then what further outside forces from Raj Bhavan or elsewhere, maybe the courts, comes to bear on that outcome.
It's very interesting what you mentioned, Narayan. Is this what the DMK finally wanted? This kind of a chaos. They were courting trouble. Obviously, they knew that, this is going to be one of the possible outcomes. Ugly scenes of this kind have been witnessed before. We should tell our viewers inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly and several other assemblies in the state as well. But what is the DMK's overall game plan? Going to the courts, perhaps a period of president's rule in Tamil Nadu. What is it, Narayan?
Shiv, I think that what the indications here on the ground are suggesting to us is that it's all about moving first towards a state of suspension of the House, which is the first step that the governor could take when there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery, and that is an all-important caveat. And from that, when you have President's rule, Article 356 being imposed firmly, and the certain time frame has passed wherein various parties or groups are given the opportunity to form a government, and let's say hypothetically they fail to do so,
Yes.
then you will have this call for elections. And if you look at the broader picture, Shiv, obviously the DMK with 89 seats in the assembly was sitting in opposition, sort of could not stand up to the onslaught of Amma last May, which an election that she won freely and fairly. And since then, however, with the dramatic twist and what some are calling the implosion within the AIADMK, have seen that the iron is hot, have seen that there could be a marriage of convenience perhaps with a breakaway faction of the ADMK, or to at least play along with that drama to allow the implosion to continue further. And so I think between President's rule, the possibility of elections, those are looking very likely. Let's not rule out that third and constitutionally correct option, which is the possibility of a division ballot being held by the Speaker and an actual chance to hold this floor test.
Actually, the floor test, right? It's as we speak, Narayan, the vote of confidence is on inside the assembly. The DMK has been evicted. So now it's very interesting because you mentioned the implosion of the DMK, implosion of the AIADMK, I beg your pardon, is heightening with each passing hour. At this point, the focus, the spotlight, the defining image of what's going on inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly is the image, ladies and gentlemen, that you've got on your screen right now. It's an incredible image. In Indian politics, we're used to spectacle, we're used to tamasha, we're used to pot boilers in any state of your choice. But here in Tamil Nadu, this is a special flavor of pot boiler. Take a look at Stalin, his shirt open. It holds a lot of special significance. There's a huge amount of cinema in that body language. He holds his shirt as he comes out to make sure it's open for the cameras. He waves at the cameras. He does a vanakkam, and then you've got the cameras literally, crowding around him. Of course, I'd like to point out once again that India Today's Ashish is the first man on the scene to get to Stalin. But these images, unforgettable at this point. I want to bring Padmaja back in. Padmaja, what we're looking at right now is the assembly conducting that vote of confidence without the DMK. But this is going to leave things in a very precarious state. Given that the DMK is not there, there could be the legal, something legal could happen later. There could be a very razor-thin margin on which, either side could, enjoy whatever majority, though the O. Pannirselvam side, looks to be at a still great arithmetic disadvantage. What are you hearing, Padmaja?
That's right. In fact, the latest that we are hearing from inside the assembly is that O. Pannirselvam, big surprise, Shanmuganathan,
yes.
pardon me, Mafoi Pandeyarajan and Chinraj have all voted against E. Palanisamy. The governor was supposed to leave for Mumbai, Shiv, but now he has also cancelled his trip. He was supposed to leave at 4 in the afternoon.
Yes.
MK Stalin, meanwhile, has reached the governor. These are real-time updates that we are getting to you. The voting, even as we speak, has reached Block 3 within the assembly.
Amazing updates there. Those three leaders that you just read out, O. Pannirselvam, of course, Shanmuganathan and Mafoi Pandeyarajan and Chinraj have voted against E. Palanisamy. That was expected. Okay, we've got some live images from MK Stalin's cavalcade, I understand. Let's see if he's going to speak. Let's tune in. Okay, no, he hasn't. He's had his say. MK Stalin has had his say to India Today. We'll play out that soundbite in just a bit. But as we bring these live images in, I want to bring in Satyam Sundararajan, former Joint Secretary of the AIADMK. Mr. Sundararajan, vote of confidence taking place in the House right now. The DMK is out. Many things being said about the OPS camp and its, rendezvous with the DMK. They appear to be on the same side. But this is a shameful day, sir.
Certainly, I put it this way: as you sow, so you reap. So this is something which is not new to DMK and their faction of people. But having said that, we are talking about somebody's shirt getting stripped, the opposition leader. But what we are more worried about, the rights, the dreams, the hopes of thousands and crores of Tamil Nadu people being stripped down at this juncture. We started this fight in a democratic way. We continue to fight in a democratic way. But what we are witnessing is a shameful act of humans being conducted by the opposition faction of people. God knows for what reason they are trying to do this.
All right, we've got breaking news now. The Chief Minister has won the trust vote. 122 MLAs have voted in favor of Edappadi Palaniswamy. Let's go straight across to Padmaja. Padmaja, the big breaking news first here on India Today. The Chief Minister prevailed.
That's right. 122 MLAs is what he has got. E. Palaniswamy, we can tell you for sure. The confirmation coming from inside. He has won the trust vote. You heard it first right here on India Today. All of these people, the only ones to have voted against E. Palaniswamy, which is Shan Muganathan, O. Paneerselvam, Mafoi Pandirajan and Chinraj, the 6 blocks where the 6 blocks in the assembly where the voting was taking place. Also, Arakutti, Manohar, Manikam and Sarvanan had voted against Paneerselvam as well. So in Block 1, everyone was in EPS's favor. In Block 2, we had 4 MLAs who voted against. And in Block 6, we had again 4 MLAs who voted against. So all in all, we had 8 votes against. And we have 122 votes going in favor. Remember, it was made very clear that 118 votes have to go in E. Palaniswamy's favor. Lot of drama. It was supposed to happen at 11. It's eventually happening at 3:30 in the afternoon. But by the skin of his teeth, he's managed to scrape through.
All right, by the skin of his teeth, he's managed to scrape through. I want to bring Satyam Sundararajan back in. Mrs. Sundararajan, apologize for interrupting you there, but by the skin of his teeth, Palaniswamy has prevailed. 122 MLAs have voted for him. Your first reaction?
No, he's already been made as the captain of the sinking ship. So he hardly scraped through this day today. But the mandate has already gone to the common public. The people of Tamil Nadu is watching what's happening, what's not happening. There is a petition pending against the Election Commission regarding the elevation of Sasikala as the temporary General Secretary.
Yes.
So there is still a long way to go. And we have upped our ante and we are up against whatever moves that is happening here. We have worked this permutation and combination. It's not that we have not thought about this scenario. We have thought about this scenario very well and we have charted the clear path which we have to move forward.
No, but what is the OPS camp going to do next, Satyam? What is the OPS camp going to do next?
We will definitely go to the public now. It's already been charted down. The OPS Anna has got a clear roadmap of what and all areas he needs to visit, what and all kind of events that we should conduct to ensure that the public voice is echoed once again. And this hardly the number of 122 is a momentous victory for them, but might not stay for a long period of time.
Okay, so you're
for
saying...
example, if I want to give you, when Anna started this protest in Feb 17, till date there are about 52 lakh people who had called us and extended their support.
Okay.
Through their toll-free number which we have flashed.
Padmaja,
So
you just heard it from Satyam Sundararajan. You know, it's a direct warning to the E. Palaniswamy administration from the OPS camp. Satyam Sundararajan, who is in the OPS camp, says, be warned, you are on notice. Don't enjoy what you have won today. This is a razor thin margin. It was won, based on many extraneous factors. This is not the will of the people, and therefore you will feel the wrath of the people very, very soon. He's also said that OPS has a clear roadmap on how he's going to convince the assembly and convince the people of Tamil Nadu that E. Palaniswamy, who he calls a remote control of Sasikala, should not be the chief minister. Padmaja, this means there could be more chaos. This is not the end. You know, some would think, watching our coverage, trust vote ho gaya, the story is over, dukan band, everyone can go home. But this could be the beginning of something even larger in Tamil Nadu, Padmaja.
And in fact, the first indication was given yesterday when we were speaking to people within the OPS camp, and they said that if the MLAs do not heed the voice of their conscience, they're going to see the kind of turnout, public sentiment shift that they saw during Jallikat. And if that isn't indication enough, then what is? Basically, they had positioned this as a war of dharma. They called it Dharma Yudh, a war of the Amma team versus the Chinnamma team. In fact, speaking to us yesterday on the eve of the voting, Mafoi Pandirajan had said there are just 2 teams here. They are proxies for Chinnamma. We are Team Amma. All of those people who go to the Amma memorial, if you are going to betray her memory, the people are not going to forgive you. And that is the message now they're going to take out on the streets as well. Across all constituencies, we are learning they are going to be mobilizing support for O. Paneerselvam and drum up the opinion against E. Palanisamy, always harping on the theme that these people are proxies. Do you want AIDMK and the state to go into the stranglehold, the grip of the Manargudi family, which does...
MK Stalin says they want to remove the DMK and call for a vote of confidence. A speaker tore his shirt off himself. A big allegation coming in from MK Stalin. Let's listen to what he said. He's demanded that secret ballot take place immediately of the anti-defection law, and therefore their votes could be disqualified. So that tells you why both the DMK and the O. Pannirselvam camp, who appear ironically to be on the same side today, are demanding a secret ballot and not an open floor test. Let's go straight across to India Today's Padmaja Joshi on the ground, getting us the very latest. Padmaja, the DMK at the center of the latest chaos. Dramatic images of MK Stalin emerging, from inside the assembly with his shirt torn, and incredibly saying that the speaker tore his own shirt, Padmaja.
Absolutely, and in fact, I'll just show you, here is his cavalcade now, in fact, driving away, and a very, very miffed and angry MK Stalin and the others are talking about how it is a complete crackdown on democratic norms. Shiv, very upset, and they are going to go to the Raj Bhavan. I don't know if our viewers have already seen this, but not only did he allege that the speaker tore his own shirt, but in fact, we've got a picture of Stalin himself, whose shirt was torn, his clothes all askew, and he says he was the one who was manhandled inside. First, an exclusive picture right here on India Today, Shiv, of, his clothes completely undone. MK Stalin, this is the way in which he got inside his car. Let me just show you a couple of more pictures that we have accessed exclusively. My colleague Pramod Madhav, in fact, was right there within an arm's distance of MK Stalin. And see, this is the way his clothes were. Not just him, other MLAs also. He refused to say a word, and in what seemed to be complete and unadulterated anger, he got in. I can also tell you that, just a while ago, here's another MLA of the DMK. They have said that this is nothing less than an emergency, the way in which they were manhandled and in what seems to be a setup. That was the word used by an MLA who spoke to my colleague Pramod Madhav just a while ago. He said this is a setup. They deliberately did not want us to vote. And here are the rest of them also just speeding away. Shiv, they are all headed to Raj Bhavan is what we are hearing right now. And they are going to be complaining to the Governor Vidyasagar Rao as well.
Complaining to the governor Vidyasagar Rao, who had stepped out of this drama for a while. Now it appears that the DMK is going to be dragging him back into the proceedings. Padmaja, for the moment specifically, as we let our viewers view these very dramatic first and exclusive images, the best you'll have on any television channel right here on India Today by Padmaja and her team.